Part 43. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 439. Yang Yu now felt that his back was getting stiffer. I have a lot of elf coins in my pocket, and this indescribable confidence. If I take them out and spread them on the bed as a quilt, that feeling. It's like Meow Meow used the treasure gathering technique and no one is allowed to touch the small coins. But having said that, Yang Yu has already made very clear arrangements for this 30 million. As for the elf trusteeship, he planned to contribute a small amount of bonus to the one on Wenjiao Road where he had stayed in the name of Dede and Xiangxian's Happy Growth Fund. This bonus won't be much, but it can improve the food of the wandering elves and helper elves in the care center, especially Yang Yu's good friend Abby Lang. Oh, and that one who wants to jump up and beat Abby in his dreams. Commander Caracalla of Langnes. The little dream monster takes care of her baby every day, and also takes her little fish out to play, so she has to keep up with her daily nutrition. Although the little guy looked reluctant on his face and always pouted, in reality, the little dream demon found that Yang Yu's attitude towards it had not changed at all because of the Tijipai elf egg, and was even more caring. In my heart, I began to accept the new members of the team bit by bit. Even though, it's still an egg. This is like a family about to give birth to a second child. The older child is afraid that the younger child will be ignored by his parents when he is born, so he may feel that there is a lack of care and become a little withdrawn. However, Yang Yu would not do this. In the arena, when Yang Yu introduced Tijipai's elf egg to the Salted Fish King, the Salted Fish King stared with big eyes. This elf egg might not be as big as the Salted Fish King's eyes. The Salted Fish King, I'm guessing. I'm still curious. How can an elf be made from such a small elf egg? When there seemed to be cries inside the eggshell, even the huge Salted Fish King was a little at a loss. He wanted to cover his face and eyes with his beard, but his head was too big, so naturally he couldn't. Living. At this moment, when the little dream demon hugged the elf egg, a magical scene happened. Tijipai, who seemed to be crying in the egg, calmed down at this moment. This also made Yang Yu and Dai Dai couldn't help but look at each other. Yeah. Dada scratched his head, and a big purple question mark appeared on his head, which lit up twice. This is how you can cry in an elf egg. Xian felt a little scared. If it breaks out of its shell, then what will happen? I probably can't imagine that scene, but when the little dream monster put Tijipai's elf egg into the cradle and stroller, stretched out his little hands, and started shaking it on the side of the car, the elf egg. It fell silent immediately. This is also an annoying little goblin. Yang Yu felt that it was perfect to let the little dream demon take care of the baby. I really have to give myself a thumbs up for this idea. In fact, Dede is also very good at raising babies, which can be seen when he brought the little natural bird in the hut next to Meteor Lake. However, it will be better for the future relationship to get along better if the little dream monster and Porceby get to know each other well in advance during the elf egg period. How to make beauty more beautiful. Yang Yu clicked search in the browser. However, the results of the search are all advertisements about cosmetics, such as how to make women's skin more moisturized, how to make wrinkles disappear on the face, and so on. Why do you need cosmetics? Is makeup magic? Yang Yu rolled his eyes. If the ugly fish can evolve with just cosmetics, why are there so few sightings of the beautiful Venus in the real world of elves? How to make an ugly fish beautiful? Yang Yu continued to click on the search bar. However, the web page that appeared had an urge that made Yang Yu vomit blood. Sure enough, I can't believe this web search, all the damn stuff I find. Painting paint on the ugly fish, where did this god come from? He just wants to evolve and eat shit. And this, let the ugly fish go to the beauty salon for a spa. Speaking of which, it seems that when I was in the high school branch of the Magic City Elf Alliance, does that count as a spa? Yang Yu shook his head. This is the same as Carp King. No matter where the breeders, trainers, or coordinators are, they all want to let these two kinds of elves complete the evolution. However, some actions are undoubtedly wishful thinking. Having said that, Yang Yu vaguely remembered that in the animation of his previous life, there seemed to be a liar uncle selling Magi carp, right? It seems that a Magi carp was disguised as a ugly fish to deceive Team Rocket's Musashi. There seems to be no record of beautiful scales. By the way, last time the old bastard said that the inner network of the Magic City Elf Alliance, maybe you can use the little magic card to log in and have a look. Yang Yu patted his head, he was a bit stupid. The news from the outside world on the internet is all news that the general public likes to read. The inner network of the Magic City Elf Alliance must have more secrets about the higher level elven world, just like the excessive hidden features mentioned last time. Same confidence. Just in time, we checked them all this time. Yang Yu quickly logged into the official website of the Magic City Elf Alliance. This is the official website of the region, not the national headquarters. The little magic card in Yang Yu's hand only has certain permissions on the official website of the Magic City Elf Alliance. What is this? Yang Yu moved closer to the screen and noticed a purple avatar at the entrance to the intranet. There seemed to be an evil smile on his face, showing white teeth. Isn't this Gengui? Yang Yu didn't think too much, and simply thought that this was just a symbol to remind the entrance. However, the next second, when he clicked, he realized that he was wrong. How wrong? The computer suddenly went black. Yang Yu almost thought it was a power outage, but something was wrong. Even if the laptop was powered off, the battery was still full. How could the screen suddenly go black? The website was 404? How could the inner network of the Magic City Elf Alliance get a 404? On the screen, a faint purple flame appeared, as well as an evil grin. Ghost Ghost. Across the screen, Gaisai, who was working on the intranet, was almost frightened by Yang Yu's roaring move and flew away. At this moment, a new pair of eyes and another mouth appeared on the screen. Is this because of the new ghost that replaced Roar? Yang Yu felt miserable, so he chose to enter the intranet to check information. Why, a ghost appeared in the computer again. It was really a ghost in broad daylight. Yang Yu didn't know that Gaisai, who had just started to receive Yang Yu, felt even more miserable. The work of receiving intranet customers was monotonous and boring, and it was not as fun as going to Gengui Boss's internet cafe to play games after get off work. This ghost has been working overtime for a long time and is now trapped. People who use the intranet rarely have such a stupid look. As soon as they log in, they shout across the screen. You know, I'm scared to death. With this roar and excitement, Gaisai felt like he had taken a big mouthful of mustard, his head was pounding, and he was very energetic. Although I am just a little receptionist, I also have a good temper. Click. Intranet connection aborted. Yang Yu's screen became brighter in an instant and returned to the original official website page. Yang Yu. If he still doesn't understand what's going on, just find a piece of tofu and hit him to death. The black screen that just appeared is the intranet login interface. Yang Yuhui was a little scared and a little excited, as if he clicked on a strange colored website, and clicked on the window at the entrance to the intranet again. Hiss. The screen dims and remains black. He still looks like he is burning with ghostly fire, and he still has that evil expression on his face. When the excited receptionist Gaisai saw the face on the screen clearly, he immediately became angry. Are you knocking? Why is it you again? The intranet that just popped up was immediately disconnected again. Yang Yu. Where are the ghosts? Where are my ghosts? Where it goes? When participating in the Kidian-like event you can find the small musket in the Zhejiang area, and then click on the small like, perfect. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Qiang Shao. Chapter 440. Yang Yu felt that he needed to use the little magic card to prove his identity. The old bastard didn't tell me in advance that the administrator of the inner network of the Magic City Elf Alliance is actually a ghost, hiss. This actually reminded Yang Yu of the scene when the little dream demon used the computer to recharge and deduct coins for its master Gengui. It seems that this intranet has a lot to do with the huge ghost-type King Gengui. It's impossible that all the information and materials in it were all exchanged for deducted coins, right? Yang Yu suddenly laughed. If I really use deducted coins in exchange for information, I will. Yang Yu's voice stopped suddenly. The identity authentication using the magic card in front of the screen passed. The receptionist Gui-si was already impatient. Why didn't he let the ghost have a good rest so early in the morning? Do we need to make such a fuss these days? It's okay to scare the ghost, but what should we do if we scare the flowers and plants? When the receptionist Guis was about to cut off the connection signal again, his little eyes blinked. GGG. It turns out to be you, the master who owns the noble little magic card. I just like to scare ghosts and make jokes in broad daylight. The receptionist Guisi's face suddenly became flattering. Hey, little magic card. The connection channel is open. Intranet receptionist Guisi serves the boss. Job title, Junior Receptionist. Employee number, 777. Yang Yu blinked, and Guisi, the assistant at the intranet receptionist, also blinked. One person and one ghost just stared at each other for a long time. Jajaja. The intranet receptionist's assistant Guisi discovered that this was Yang Yu's first time using the magic card to connect to the intranet, so he manually clicked on several pop-up windows. Authentication. Mobile phone verification, code verification. Face recognition verification. Yang Yu always felt that this ghost was taking pictures of him through the computer screen. The world of elves was just like a Japanese supernatural being, with an indescribable weirdness. Interestingly, this Japanese supernatural seemed not why is it cold. Please enter your specific needs. Finally, after some basic verification, we came to the topic. Overconfidence hides information about traits and beauty in beautiful scales. Yang Yu typed 2 lines of information requirements respectively. Soon, the intranet assistant Guisi separated the keywords and started to connect to the intranet data. Internet fiber modem is launching. Divide areas. Search keyword. Analyze permissions. 3 exclamation marks appear on the screen. Beauty information found. Overconfidence hidden feature message found. Beautiful scales, insufficient permissions. Beauty information is divided into methods to improve beauty and important tips for beauty. Great, this is the secret gift package of the elf world that I need. Overconfidence, good guy, what the old bastard said is indeed true. There is indeed information on the intranet. Wait, what does this QR code mean? Yang Yu looked at it and suddenly realized that to get this information, you still need to pay. But if you think about it carefully, according to the news on the Elf Alliance intranet, it is normal to pay some elf coins, but the question is, why is the currency circulating in the intranet? It's actually a coin deduction. At this moment, Yang Yu seemed to have a little impulse, that is, he really wanted to cry. What's going on at the headquarters of the Magic City Elf Alliance? Why does this intranet use deducted coins instead of elven coins for payment? Yang Yu looked at the total of 40,000 deducted coins that he needed to pay. Although the money was not much for Yang Yu now, why did he have to pay with deducted coins? The person who created the inner network of the Magic City Elf Alliance, what does he have to do with Penguin? Yang Yu would never have thought that the person who created the inner network of the Demon City Elf Alliance was not a human, but a ghost-type Jengar, a fat house Jengar with a huge size, and a senior elf coin player. Permissions, how can I increase the permissions? Yang Yu couldn't help but feel itchy in his heart when he saw the unknown news about the beautiful scales. Could it be that with little magic card's authority, he couldn't obtain some secret information about beautiful scales in the elf world? The intranet assistant Gaisai touched the screen lightly, bringing Yang Yu back to his senses after he was deep in thought. Gaisai's eyes pointed at the place where Yang Yu's personal information was on the web page. VIP level, 9. Balance, 0 deducted coins and 0 diamonds. To upgrade to the next level, you need to recharge 20 million. This thing. Why does it look so familiar? I seem to have seen it somewhere before. Click. A soft knock sounded from behind the door. Will. The little dream demon is back with the baby in hand, holding the cart in hand. Today, the little dream demon is wearing a sun hat on his head and carrying a small satchel on his waist. He looks like a boy going to school. However, the little string he is holding in his hand, is carrying a baby. Woolen cloth. The little dream demon pulled Chech to Yang Yu's side, then took off his hat and wiped the sweat on the brim, pouted and touched the pedometer in his small satchel. N.A. It's another business day. Ying. The little dream demon floated up slowly, and then his tired eyes suddenly stared. What did it see? Guess what it saw? Badass master, you actually carried the little dream demon on your back and secretly added and deducted coins yourself. Woo. For a moment, the little dream demon suddenly felt that he had been greatly wronged. Woohoo, bad guy. This is embarrassing. Why did Yang Yu forget this incident? Isn't this Yang Yu's personal account exactly the same as the little dream demon's account interface when he got the Shadow Ball move learning machine on the computer? The intranet he is using now is exactly the same as the one little dream demon used last time. At first, Yang Yu had been restricting little Menyao from depositing and deducting coins. Now, little Menyao found out that Yang Yu himself was also adding money into it. Woohoo! The little dream demon was angry and sad. The kind that even nine-headed Kentaro can't bring back, huh? This is like a child who is restricted from playing King of Pesticides and discovers that his father actually charges more money than he does, and even has many skins of various kinds. GGG. A huge shorthand suddenly popped out of the computer and patted Yang Yu's desk. Then, without paying attention, it seemed like. It's like the screen is stuck again. Yes. It's Gengui Lahe. The receptionist's assistant Gaisai's eyes were sharp, especially after being yelled by Yang. The whole ghost woke up. When it saw the little dream monster, it immediately became excited. I have to report to the boss, the boss, the boss, the boss. The biggest boss. G. When Gengui Lahe heard that the little dream demon seemed to be angry and cried, he immediately asked the optical fiber rotoms to open up the intranet channel with all their strength. The wave of leaks during the Qingming festival was so good, and a lot of small money was spent, tisk. As a result, my belly has grown again recently. If the fiber optic rotom is not allowed to open the channel with all its strength, he will probably be stuck. In the passage, I can't move. The little dream demon blinked. Master, why are you here? When Gengui Lahe stared with his big eyes and realized that the little dream demon didn't shed any tears at all, he coughed lightly. This, my good disciple. As a teacher, I don't miss you anymore. Gengui Lahe stretched out his hand and patted the little dream demon gently on the head, and then gave Yang Yu a look to let Yang Yu experience it for himself. Yang Yu still doesn't understand what it means. Actually, with this coin deduction, you can still recharge once or twice occasionally. Cough. What, little dream demon, V12's number, can you lend it to me? I have been suffering from a cold recently. Trainers, please pay attention to your health while traveling. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 441. The little dream demon stretched out her little hand and touched Yang Yu's head. Master, be good, you can't be like this again. To recharge and deduct coins, bring a little dream monster with you. Of course Gengui Liahe knows what kind of naughty temper his little apprentice has, but of course, the little apprentice must be pampered, and this is Lao Huidi's request at the beginning. Gengui Liahe remembered one more thing. Daogui TV's live broadcast income. When he was in the Media Asia dojo, the trainer Dream Demon let Gyarados and Gyarados kill everyone. Not to mention, all the dead ghosts in Jengar's Ghost Internet Cafe like to watch this kind of live broadcast. The ghost-type elf likes the mystery of being a behind-the-scenes boss the most, especially when he doesn't have to take action himself and allows a powerful little brother like Gyarados to take action, tisk. This greatly satisfies many ghost elves' fantasy of power. That game. The reward income from Ghost Fighting TV is converted into elf coins, which amounts to at least nearly 3 to 4 million gifts. The little dream demon is now one of the top anchors of Ghost Fighting TV, and he is the kind of person who plays a role in the background. In the ghost world. Who dares to mess with it? Obviously I don't want to be a ghost anymore. Not to mention, Gengui Liahe also used the Qingming festival holiday to harvest a batch of plump and moist giant leeks from these stubborn old ghosts. This is all thanks to the little dream monster. Gengui Liahe returned to the intranet behind the screen, opened his mouth, reached out and took out an Elf Alliance ghost-themed bank card. The bank card balance displayed on the intranet screen. Yang Yu lost his mind for a moment. Little rich woman. Absolute little rich woman. The little dream demon stretched out her little hands, hugged the bank card tightly, and happily ran around the computer in circles on the table. Gengui Liahe was laughing loudly on the screen. Suddenly, the black screen froze. Gengui Liahe? Fiber optic Rotom, why are you so fat? Fiber optic Rotom crawled out of the network channel tremblingly. Boss, your smile just now was a little too big, and the channel couldn't bear it anymore. Gengui Liahe blinked. Next time, I have to go to the Elf Alliance's external network to find Metagross and 3D Dragon to help broaden the internet channel of the internal network. Gengui Liahe melancholy crossed his fat waist for a while. More than half of the filial piety money that Liao Cai collected just now will be lost again. Forget it, let's do another cut during the next Hungry Ghost Festival. So happily decided. Beautiful scales have appeared in the secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace. The secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace, this is the top secret realm, great. As a secret reward for this national competition, maybe you can go and explore this East China Sea Dragon Palace. Yang Yu finally found out the whereabouts of the beautiful scales with the help of the little dream demon. Unexpectedly, in the end, he still couldn't escape the clutches of coin deductions. However, now that he had a clear goal, Yang Yu felt a little calmer. The next step is to go to the Elf Alliance to customize a special energy cube. Although the price is very expensive, it is very worth it. Yang Yu is not stingy when it comes to cultivating elves. Although it will feel heartbreaking to see the small money go by, but money is meant to be spent. Dormitory 403 seems to have a little weird style. The energy cube customized by Yang Yu that can enhance the beauty has arrived in about a week. The customized contact information was obtained from the intranet. There are not many people in China who can make such special energy cubes. Of course, just feeding the energy cubes that enhance the beauty will not allow the little fish to evolve like this. If it were that simple, the meanness in the entire elf world would not be so rare. However, this energy can continue to improve the foundation of the little fish. Evolution itself is a process of accumulation and success. The little fish is still small. In the past, it was cultivated using moo milk and Hyuk's tree fruit juice. Now, with the energy cube, the little fish can grow. The foundation is further improved. The energy cubes arrived, but I don't know if it was some kind of fun from the store. In addition to the energy cubes sent, they even came with some facial masks. By the way, there are also emerald green cucumbers. These free bonus items. Yang Yu, Wenren Fang Chen, Hong Kong, are you here? It's me, Kang Henan. Vice President Kang knocked on the door of 403's dormitory. Vice President Kang, please come in. When Kang Henan stepped into Yang Yu's bedroom, he felt that the atmosphere was a bit strange. There is a little dream demon floating in the sky. The eyes of the little dream demon are actually covered with 2 pieces of cucumber. I'll go, Yang Yu, are you doing beauty treatments for the elf now? Kang Henan teased, but when he walked into the dormitory completely, he was startled. Yang Yu. Wenren Fang Chen. Hong Kong. You 3. Why are you putting on a facial mask? This white mask hangs on the face, and there are even 2 pieces of cucumber covering the eyes. It suddenly appears, you know it can scare people to death. Hello, Vice President Kang. Hong Kong sat up on the bed, like a ghost. What's going on? Damn it. Why are you 3 applying facial masks in the dormitory? What kind of facial mask is this grown man wearing? Kang Henan couldn't help complaining. The 3 Yang Yu people in dormitory 403, except for Gao Mao who is still in the military camp, are all the tough guys in Hangdian. Now, is this what the tough guys do? Apply mask? I bought something here, and it comes with a facial mask and cucumber. You can't throw it away casually, right? What a pity, Yang Yuzhen didn't know that buying energy cubes would also come with such a thing. Kang Henan took a careful look at the situation in the room. This was really a bit much. The elf eggs you 3 bought all had 2 cucumber slices on them. They looked so social. Kami. Yang. Kami Turtle knows that cucumber has the function of keeping the face moist. As a water elf, he has a very clear feeling. As for Yoongi La, he already had a beard at a young age, and at the instigation of Kami Turtle, he couldn't help but put 2 cucumber slices on it. This Tajipai, Fire Chicken, and Bulbasaur are still in the elf egg period, and they are given cucumber beauty. Kang Henan laughed and shook his head. Let me go, Yang Yu, you actually don't even let the ugly fish go. In a glass fish tank, a small fish also had a few cucumber slices stuck to its body, and it was blowing bubbles. Finally, he focused his attention on Hong Kong's duck. Hong Kong, why don't you put 2 pieces on Kodakya? In the entire dormitory of 403, even the ugly fish in the fish tank and the elf eggs in the incubator are arranged with cucumber slices, but this one is as big as duck. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ha ha ha. Wenren Fang Chen and Yang Yu laughed almost at the same time, and the cucumber slices stuck to their eyes fell to the ground. When Hong Kong put 2 cucumber slices on the eyes of Kodak Duck. Quaye. Kodakya reached out and took down the cucumber slices with a puzzled expression. What are these weird people doing? They are so stupid, they actually cover their eyes. Kodak Duck sniffed the cucumber in his hand, and suddenly his eyes lit up. Quack. Kang Henan watched helplessly as Kodak ducked 2 cucumber slices into his mouth. It seems that I understand a little bit. What a fool. Vice President Kang, do you have anything to say to us? I need your help with something. Votes. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Shao. Chapter 442. Enrollment. I didn't expect such an errand. Yang Yu was a little stunned. Kang Henan temporarily sat down on Gao Mao's stool, leaned on the chair, and put a white mask on his face, and followed Yang Yu and the others to apply it. The New Year's college entrance examination is coming soon. When I went to the school to recruit students, there probably weren't many students and parents coming to see it. But this year it's different. Kang Hanan clearly meant something. The difference in college entrance examination scores between Hangjiang's ELF University, the best Hangjiang University, and Hangjiang's second-ranked Hangjiang Industry and Commerce ELF University is more than a little bit different. Within this score range, many students have to choose better ELF universities in other places. As for Hangcheng ELF University of Electronic Science and Technology, very few people will consider it. This year is different. This year the school has Yangyu. The national competition has just come to an end. Hangzhou TV University has made a huge historic leap, not to mention the individual points championship in the team competition and the individual competition championship in the national competition, both won by Yangyu alone. This has a huge impact on this year's enrollment. It's just a big sign. The principal gave the task of recruiting students to the Elite Alliance, and then I found you. It just so happened that the three of you, as well as the famous celebrities Fang Chen and Hong Kun, will go on a tour of high schools in the city. Tour. Yang Yu rolled his eyes. There is no doubt that this is a performance back in high school, similar to the kind of exhibition game. You go all the way to school, pretend to be cool all the way, and at the same time check the steps on WeChat and the steps for hatching elf eggs. Yang Yu, your title is Deputy Director of the Admissions Office. This time, apart from the formal teachers in the admissions office, you are the most senior official in the admissions office, Kang Hanan said with a smile. Ha ha ha, my brother is so awesome, he is now an official. Hong Kong sat up straight, picked off the cucumber slices, his eyes were bright and clear. Director Yang, Wen Ren Fang Chen cupped his hands in the direction of Yang Yu. Nice to meet you. Four faces with facial masks suddenly made hilarious sounds in the dormitory. First stop, Yuchun Middle School on Wenjiao Road. Yang Yu, your high school alma mater, Kang Hanan mentioned again. High school. The impression is much lighter, but there are still a few unforgettable faces, which are Yang Yu's high school teachers in this world. At the same time, Yang Yu was still worried there. Yang Xiao was a freshman in high school there. This is quite beautiful. Yang Yu sighed. Of course, this is achieved through your strength. The scenery is what it should be, Kang Hanan said with a smile. The time in high school sometimes feels very fast, and sometimes it feels very slow. In this spring breeze, time just blows away. In the coming May, there is a faint heat in the air. Perhaps, this is preparing for the coming summer. Hurry up, Xiao Yu, hurry up, the whole school has to gather on the playground today. Cao Su's voice was a little anxious. Come on. Gao Shijia's shoelaces are loose, wait for her. Yang Xiao waved at the stairs. Today is a very important day. Yang Xiao couldn't wait for a long time, thinking that he would see brother Yang Yu on the playground soon. That's absolutely awesome. Yang Xiao, the one this year, the national champion Yang Yu from the university, is he really your brother? Gao Shijia thought of a blurry picture, but the little dream monster floating in the picture was very clear. It's true. Gao Shijia, you've been asking me for 2 days. You started asking me the day before yesterday, and you're still asking me now, Yang Xiao convinced his roommate. Oh, isn't this a confirmation? Come on, let's go, don't be late. Gao Shijia took a step forward. In the huge playground, even though all the students in the school are gathered here, the first and second grade students don't seem to have any feelings about the third year of high school. They simply think that this enrollment presentation is a bit interesting. The third year students, especially those the results were relatively average, and for the students whose trainers were very enthusiastic, there was a little more expectation in their eyes. Hangcheng Elf University of Electronic Science and Technology, this year's national competition individual competition champion. If you can't go to those top elf universities, maybe Hangcheng TV University, is also a good choice. It should be an elf show, right? I'm very curious about how the individual champion of the national competition will perform. I'm looking forward to it. His elf lineup, I went to look up the information. It is said that there is also Gyarados. Gyarados. That's a very powerful elf that evolved from Magikarp. It's incredible. The ornamental Magikarp we raised at home, I secretly fed it with energy cubes before, but it still didn't evolve. If you really evolve Magikarp, your family will be gone. If you want to evolve King Carp, save the money, ordinary people can't afford it. This is the first time Yang Yu has come to this admissions presentation. He does know some of the procedures, and the director of the admissions office, Teacher Lu, told him in advance that it would be best to show off his elf lineup. After all, with the title of National Competition Individual Competition Champion here, the rest of the performance is pure showmanship. Just be happy. Of course, there is another point. Yang Yu is a little worried about the mental endurance of these high school students. Don't look at these high school students who say they are not afraid of Gyarados, but when the time comes, they will be scared to tears when they see it. It's like a haunted house in an amusement park. There are no scary elves like Gyarados in Hangcheng Momo Ocean Park. You think, if Yang Yu opens his own Gyarados Park or something, then Yang Yu won't be the one to beat up the crying girl. This is the kind of girl who comes up and cries by herself. Why? Let's think about this idea first. After all, we are not devils. Little Dream Demon, you go first. In Yang Yu's elf lineup, there is an extra egg. Of course, the extra Tijipai eggs must be given to the Little Dream Monster. Squeak. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The sound of rolling car wheels sounded on the playground in front of the rostrum. This is... what the hell? Only students at the front of the line can see. The scene in front of me is enough to make a face full of blood. OMG. So cute. Wow, wow, there are elf eggs in the car. I cried. This is so cute. Look at this side, look at this side, I have lollipops here to eat. Ah, what kind of fairy elf is this? Bah, bah, bah. The Little Dream Demon actually went to the student who had a lollipop and took one, peeled it open, put it in his mouth, and started licking it. While holding her balls, she was eating Tang Tang. The Little Dream Demon is walking towards the podium. Yeah. Dede didn't have any special thoughts about being in the limelight, but Dede sensed the location of Yang Yu's sister, Yang Xiao. At this moment, he suddenly appeared on the podium with teleportation, blinked his left eye in the direction of Yang Xiao, and at the same time stretched out his left hand and waved. King Slut. Oh my god, it's King Slow. King Elf. King Slow is the leader of a clan, and the leader of many slow hippos. He, King Dede waved to me, he found me. Yang Xiao stood on tiptoes, with a smile as bright as the sun, and also jumped in the direction of Dede and waved. Bot, 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 the Little Dream Monster eating a lollipop suddenly stopped in the middle of the road, turned around, and touched the small car containing Tijipai elf eggs. The corner of his mouth holding the lollipop revealed a harmless smile. There is an extra elf ball in my arms. At the same time, Dede came to the Little Dream Demon, taking the little car and the elf egg together to protect him. Dear students, there are still 10 seconds left until Gyarados appears. If you feel scared, please close your eyes. Yang Yu's voice resounded in the playground. Would you like to count down with me? Yang Xiao's eyes lit up. Brother Yang Yu and Gyarados are about to appear. 10. These high school students were extremely excited. Whether they were freshmen, sophomores, or seniors, students from the 3 grades all showed unparalleled courage. Even the girls, everyone showed great courage. This loud countdown resounded through the sky, scaring the Little Dream Demon so much that the elf ball in his arms was shaken away. Ho 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 ho. In the elf ball, white light flashes. Didn't we agree to count down to 10 seconds? Woo, liar. Like the activities in that province search Zhejiang, love the musketeers. Pokemon's character master. Author, AI Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 443. Wow. The exclamations on the playground were like waves, one after another, ups and downs. Of course, in addition to exclamations, there were also various screams. The most obvious ones were those of the timid guys in the front row. Fortunately, the little Bayo that appeared from the Dream Demon's arms had been hovering in the air and was still a certain distance from the ground. Otherwise, he would have been so frightened that he would have sat on the ground. Yang Yu felt that he was really wise. Fortunately, he didn't let the salted fish king go. He let little Bayo go out to explore the wind first. Now the effect is alright. This effect is estimated to be quite helpful in discouraging students from enrolling students. At least that's what the teachers at Yosei High School think. Other admissions offices are thinking about how to show off the school's elegance and various benefits, but Hangcheng TV University is better at shocking most of the high school students in the school for a while. The effect is pretty good. Yang Yu thought his idea was quite good. Cough cough cough, not bad, not bad. The accompanying academic dean of Yuchen High School couldn't help wiping the sweat on his forehead. He felt a little confused. Admissions, is there such a recruitment? In all his years as the Dean of Academic Affairs, he has never seen anything like this. The opening scene of the Dream Monster, the elf egg on the car, and the Slow King are awesome. However, when Gyarados appears, the atmosphere has changed. The effect is good, let's do it again. Yang Yu had another elf ball in his hand. Again? What come again? Behind the glasses of the Dean of Academic Affairs, the pair of widened eyes froze for a moment. Roar. Student Consular. Look, it's too strong. Here comes another Gyarados. This one is big, this Gyarados is big, my god, ah, so handsome. This is the trainer I want to be in my dreams. It's so joyful to fly with such an elf in the sky and on the earth. If Gyarados Jr.'s appearance shocked many high school students who had never seen a real Gyarados, but after adapting to the stage with Gyarados Jr., when the giant Gyarados appeared, only mentally, there will be more shock. Cluck K. Cluck K. The school's fish pond is boiling. Magikarp leaps into the air. In the face of absolute strength, any bells and whistles are useless. I am Yang Yu, a freshman at Hangcheng Elf University of Electronic Science and Technology. I graduated from Yuchen High School last year. Just like you, I am a student of this high school. Senior Yang Yu. Senior Yang Yu. Senior Yang Yu. The cheers on the playground were like a roaring tsunami at this moment. I hope that the senior high school students will do well in the college entrance examination. Welcome to all future trainers. If you are interested, you can join Hangcheng TV University in the future. I am waiting for you at Hangcheng TV University. Roar. The Salted Fish King cooperated and gave Yang Yu full momentum. This is one of Yang Yu's home stadiums. At this time, Yang Yu is the most dazzling person on the podium of the playground. Brother Yang Yu, stop bullying the Dean of Academic Affairs. We can all see clearly in the audience, the Dean of Academic Affairs is frightened by you. Yang Yu had a temporary conference room in the school. Here, Yang Xiao stuck out his tongue and couldn't help talking, looking a little naughty. Yes, yes, I will make amends to him immediately. Yang Yu rubbed his eyes, remembering the reactions of the students on the playground. From being scared at the beginning, to later, he became more and more excited, and even felt excited about this. The ferocious-looking Salted Fish King and little Bayo cheered. This is the boiling youth. A different youth. But the Dean of Academic Affairs does this, I am not too old, I am not too young. Yang Yu probably did something today that he had never done in high school. Yang Yu, the effect of today's lecture was really good. It was so strong. Not only the teachers, but also the principal started to praise it. Director Lu from the admissions office knocked on the door and came in happily. This should be the most proud time for the admissions office in recent years. In the past, almost no one cared about it. Now, many students have come to receive things to promote the school, and these students are very interested in Yang Yu. How did you do that? This is a miracle. This year's national competition has achieved such results. There is no doubt that in the next few years, it will definitely get better and better. If some of the senior high school students go to Hangzhou Electric, they will definitely have an advantage. This is Yang Yu's junior fellow student. This relationship with my alma mater can sometimes be a great convenience. This is. Director Liu's eyes fell on Yang Xiao. My sister, Yang Yu said with a smile. Hello, Director Liu, Yang Xiao bowed slightly. Hello, hello, hello. Teacher Liu, Xiao is only in her first year of high school now, and there are still 2 years left before the college entrance examination, so she can't be recruited even if she wants to. Yang Yu's tone was very serious. Besides, I really hope that she will go to Qingjing and Yanqing. Beijing's. Director Liu of the admissions office nodded and expressed his understanding. Qingjing Elf University and Yanqing Elf University have always been the elf universities pursued by trainers. With Yang Yu here, everything is possible. Xiao Yu, brother is going to the next school soon, so work hard. Yeah, Yang Xiao nodded obediently. Her Laralus is now with the little dream demon, looking at the exquisite Tijipai elf egg with great curiosity. Laralus is now basically fully recovered and has regained the ability to telepathize. The elf who has not yet emerged from his shell has a very strong curiosity. As for Ghost. Looking at the round elf eggs, I feel a little hungry. Snapped. Larulus used to be a punch. After Yang Yu and the academic director who accompanied him sincerely apologized, the academic director waved his hand in a friendly manner. In fact, this was not necessary. Now that the academic director thinks about it, it is his honor to have such an outstanding talented trainer trained here. Even though Yang Yu was not very famous in high school, and was even an ordinary and unremarkable student, at least the academic director saw a rising star in the future. Goodbye, Director Hao. Dean of Academic Affairs Hao Minji waved his hand. Hangcheng Senior Elf Middle School. When Yang Yu and Director Liu left, the academic director who was accompanying them at the beginning left in tears. Yang Yu. Director Liu of the admissions office suddenly remembered a very important thing. There was a precedent in the school where lecturer Zhao Shenzi was beaten to tears by Yang Yu. He had something to say. Ah. Next time I go to the third affiliated middle school, if the Dean of Academic Affairs is a woman, can we make Gyarados a little gentler when it appears? This will scare other people's female teachers to tears in other people's territory. What a bad impact. Yes, yes, Director Liu, you are right. Yang Yu nodded repeatedly. He also discovered this problem. Hangcheng Senior Elf Middle School seems to be an elf middle school that focuses on liberal arts, right? The academic director here is actually a female teacher. This is really. It's a bit embarrassing. Definitely pay attention next time. When Yang Yu and Director Liu of the admissions office arrived at the third affiliated elf middle school, Director Liu suddenly felt a little suffocated. Welcome. Headmistress. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 444. As for beating the headmistress to tears. As a young trainer who takes the overall situation into consideration and is full of responsibility, how could Yang Yu do such a thing? This time the enrollment display was very effective. The teachers and students of the number 3 affiliated middle school all felt that this year's Hangcheng Elf University of Electronic Science and Technology was different. The local school must have many advantages for the local future trainers. Director Liu, will the school pay you for recruiting students this time? Yang Yu rubbed his hands in great anticipation. After all, it's a title of deputy director, and a salary of 18,000 is pretty good. Director Liu of the admissions office blinked. This question, the principal told me that he had already expected that you would ask such a question, and he will directly put it in your card when the time comes. The principal is indeed foresighted. Since there is a salary, it is also necessary to show some strength. As long as the money is available, let alone the female principal of the high school, it is not impossible to beat the female principal of the Crying Elf University. I don't know if the principal has such thoughts. If Principal Jin Xiaodong knew what Yang Yu was thinking, he would definitely chase this kid down and beat him up first. He also had a grumpy old father-in-law with him, and he was coming from the devil's capital in minutes, and there were a lot of old armored birds. The kind that doesn't feel uncomfortable. Of course, Yang Yu doesn't know the connection between the principal and the old bastard. If he knew. Life in the elf campus is always full of peace and warmth, especially after winning the individual championship in the national competition. I don't want to go, I'm so sleepy. I just came back from the last day of enrollment yesterday and I don't want to go to class. I'm already the champion of the individual competition in the national competition. As long as I take the 4-year course, I will have full grade points. Yang Yu hid under the quilt, his eyes dull. Yang Yu, this is Professor Blue's class. It's Wednesday, the first class. Wenren Fangchen gave Hong Kong a funny look. Hong Kong shrugged and spread his hands. What? Professor Blue's class? Let's go, hurry up. When he was dying of illness, he sat up in shock, and what he said was almost like this. The little dream demon rubbed his little head blankly. Didn't you agree that you would sleep all morning today? Hateful. We can't be lazy anymore. Ahaha. Raising a baby is also very hard. Little dream demon, I'm going to class first. Be good in the dormitory and continue to have a good rest. I'm quite tired from walking these days. Yang Yu lowered his head and gently rubbed the little dream demon's hair, and then personally covered the little dream demon with a quilt about the size of a handkerchief next to the pillow. Call. After following Yang Yu for a long time, the little dream demon has changed the habits of some ghost-type elves. Maybe adding a pillow and a small quilt is a good explanation, right? Feeling elated, that's probably what it looks like. Wrap up the quilt tightly, close your eyes, and continue to sleep. Vice President Kang, someone is looking for you downstairs. It's Luo Feng, Hang Jiang's chief trainer. A rare visitor came to the East District Elf Alliance today. Huh, Luo Feng? Today, doesn't seem to be a happy day. What is he doing here? Kang Henan shook his head, but there was a guess in his heart that he should be here to see Yang Yu. Kang Henan soon appeared at the reception desk downstairs, and Luo Feng came alone. Kang Henan. Luo Feng. The two greeted each other. Luo Feng got straight to the point. Vice President Kang, I came here today to ask Yang Yu about something. May I ask where he is now? Kang Henan secretly thought, sure enough, and after much thought, if there was an exchange group in Hangzhou, as the vice president of the school elite alliance, he should have received the news long ago, so Luo Feng came alone today, and he could only Yang Yu could let him visit in person. Yang Yu, maybe he is still sleeping in the dormitory. Don't you have his contact information? Kang Henan asked. Luo Feng shook his head, but his expression was a little strange. I called him and contacted him via WeChat and QQ, but there seemed to be no response. Has he done anything important these days? Hey, something really big happened. I went to the admissions office to recruit people during this period. Kang Hanan laughed as he spoke. Coolly, Luo Feng also smiled. It's not bad. As you know, our school finally got a Yang Yu. The principal always lets him go to high schools across the city before the college entrance examination. What a pity, there is no big sedan chair for him to carry. Luo Feng burst into laughter. How about this first? Let's visit our elite league and give some advice to our students, Kang Hanan invited. Luo Feng nodded and accepted happily. Okay, I will just hang out here today and wait for Yang Yu to reply. Hulia Lu, ho ho. A very soft purr sounded in the classroom. On the table at the front of the classroom, Blue, wearing a white shirt, was looking around with a ferocious gaze, like a stern dean. Once he caught a student sleeping in class, he would buzz. However, this did not happen. Yang Yu was right under Professor Blue's nose, in the front row, sound asleep. I don't know why, but every time I enter the classroom, my sleep quality is much better than in the dormitory. Especially when there is a teacher giving a lecture. Jingle bell 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 bell. The get out of class bell rang. Yang was still lying on the table, soundly asleep, and there was even saliva at the corner of his mouth. Blue gently poked Yang Yu's shoulder with the small crutch he was leaning on. Yang Yu still didn't respond. Blue continued poking with his cane. The celebrities around him, Fang Chen and Hong Kong, were already starting to laugh a little. Yang Yu, get up, get out of class is over. What? Get out of class is over. When he suddenly looked up and heard this sound, Blue was so frightened that he took a step back and fell down from the table. Well. My head was knocked dizzy. Yang Yu saw Blue, who was lying on the ground, and even dropped his crutches. I bought it. Hurry up and pat Blue's head to comfort him. Yang Yu, that's it? I also have a curious question. Professor Yang, who was instructing the elf battle analysis course, took off his reading glasses. He has always wanted to know about the elf battle in the forest team competition. He didn't know why. He was originally planning to analyze the elf battle in the National Forest Team competition. However, the Elf Alliance had too little video information on hand, and he didn't know what happened. Therefore, since Yang Yu is here now, let's ask. Professor Yang, ask. Yang Yu was a little embarrassed. The teacher's lecture was so delicious that he couldn't help but fall asleep. Forest Team competition, in the end. How did we get the 20th place in team points? It was this simple process. Old Professor Yang gestured with his hands. That's it? Yang Yu finally replied. It turned out that I was in the classroom. However, he is such a good student. Enrollment is very tiring. I didn't need to go to class, but Yang Yu still went to class. He is so diligent. Luo Feng suddenly sighed. Sure enough, the learning attitude of genius trainers is so different. Did he go to class? This is too hard. Kang Hanan couldn't help but nodded. If I guessed correctly, it should be an analysis class on elf battles, a required class for first-year students. I guess the teacher can't teach him anything. When it comes to elves fighting against each other, he is already beyond university-level teaching. Yang Yu from your school is indeed no ordinary person. Luo Feng was suddenly in awe. I work overtime at the end of the month. All trainers, please forgive me finally, please give me a vote. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 445. Lunch break. The arena was silent. If you can enter the arena, you will definitely see the sparkling blue light shining in the large pool of the arena, and a giant Gyarados is taking a nap in the pool with his eyes squinted. At the top of the arena, all the skylights were opened, and the warm spring sunshine shone down, bathing the body of the salted fish king, giving it a unique beauty of crystal clear blue. This is something no other Gyarados has. The salty fish king leaned his head against the shore, lying here lazily like Uncle Salty taking a hot spring bath. If the salted fish king could grow a pair of hands, then these hands would definitely be resting on the edge of the pool at this moment. Beside the salted fish king, you can also see a pink and slightly fat body with legs and feet, extending its not very long hands and tiptoeing, as if to put something on the salted fish king's face. Go a little deeper. In his dumb left hand, he held a pod of green sliced cucumber. All of Yang Yu's elves were given beauty treatments, including Dede and Salted Fish King. On the big face of the Salted Fish King, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 pieces. On the nose, many more pieces need to be attached, but when it is attached to the cheeks of the Salted Fish King, like a little girl with red paint on her cheeks, but the color is still green. When Dede put the cucumber beauty patch on the left side of Xiangxian's face, he carried the plastic basin with cucumber slices to the right side, continued, stood on tiptoes. Dede's very serious face with a naive smile is as if he is decorating Xianxian with a piece of art. Bilateral symmetry. And then there needs to be a little bit of curvature. Round face and big ears. The Salted Fish King wanted to taste the cucumber slices, and when he stretched out his beard and put it into his mouth, he accidentally got the cucumber slices skewered on the Salted Fish King's ferocious teeth. The first green jade on the white teeth looks very special, but in fact it is very smart for the Salted Fish King. He uses his beard repeatedly like picking through the vegetable leaves stuck in the teeth, picking up the cucumbers skewered on the teeth. The film was selected. Grrrrrrrr. Dada held his stomach and smiled. Even though Xianxian evolved into such a big one, he was still so cute. No matter how big Xianxian becomes, he is still the Carp King Xianxian that he held in his arms. At last. Yeah. The dull, salty beard poked a small hole in the cucumber slice. Place this cucumber slice on Xiangxian's left eyelid. Yeah. Another cucumber slice was poked again, and this one was placed on Xiangxian's right eyelid. Grrrrrrrr. You're done. Dede successfully used cucumber slices to draw a picture on Xiangxian's face. Dede. The outline of the cucumber slices just outlines Dudu's round face. At the same time, there are 2 circles on both sides of the face, which are Dudu's ears. The most outstanding thing about the innocent smile is the eyes that were just attached. The 2 small holes that appeared, it seems that there is something going on behind. It's the Salted Fish King's eyes that are moving. The Salted Fish King didn't know why, until he stupidly lit up the wall of light, and made a temporary mirror, showing the small black hole of the cucumber slices, but the Salted Fish King couldn't see clearly, so he temporarily moved the 2 cucumber slices away with his beard. Move. Roar. It's stupid. The Salted Fish King was happy now, so he couldn't help but want to make his own pattern for Dede. So here comes the question. How to fix this? This really stumped the Salted Fish King. After all, when it comes to destruction, Salted Fish King is first rate, but when it comes to art, Salted Fish King doesn't have that talent. If explosions are art, then you can still consider it. For example, if the Chinese Valentine's Day bluebird turns into a Chinese Valentine's Day blackbird, then to the Salted Fish King it would be a cannon of Dragon's Wrath or a 100,000 volt electromagnetic cannon. Just if you want to make art with cucumber slices. It's a bit difficult. Eat melon and calm down. Roar. Growling, grrrrrrr. What the Salted Fish King can manipulate is his 2 beards, so he uses the 2 beards to manipulate these cucumber slices to make a Salted Fish King. For a moment, the Salted Fish King felt his face froze. However, how will you know if you don't try? A big Salted Fish King. Pieces of cucumber slices were arranged one after another, like a winding S shape, spread out on Dede's big round cheeks. Of course, Dede happily accepted Xiangxian's design. Only, there was something wrong with the salted fish king's face. How does it feel? What about the one you made yourself that looks like a green worm? Why did the promised domineering and mighty salted fish king turn into a green caterpillar? Isn't it? These cucumber slices are nothing compared to the bright blue and dense unique scales on the salted fish king. They are completely shoddy and there is no detail at all. In short, the salted fish king himself couldn't stand it anymore. So I started working with the beard again, adding a few overlapping cucumber slices, which made the color appear heavier and thicker. Only, why does this look a bit like a bulbasaur seed without bulbasaur? It's just the garlic-like seed without any soul. It doesn't look like bulbasaur at all. The salted fish king felt that he had to find a template to describe. You must have a template and print it directly according to the template. Xiao Baobao's template is impossible. It is even more impossible for me. There doesn't seem to be enough cucumbers left to cover the template, so. The salted fish king's eyes lit up. He had a brilliant idea. At this moment, I felt that my IQ was rising by add 1 add 1 add 1. A huge head peeked out from the skylight of the arena. Observe secretly. In this sudden moment, the salted fish king got out of the skylight and quickly jumped to the panchi behind the arena. In an instant, the lovers who had an appointment next to Panchi at noon were asking a series of question marks in confusion. Cluck K. Cluck K. Choose me, choose me. Choose me Kalu. Choose me. The salted fish king wants to select a lucky carp king. All the carp kings around Panchi gathered at this moment. Oh my god, isn't that Yang Yu's Gyarados? The boy in the couple couldn't help but tremble. They are just chatting here, why should a Gyarados suddenly appear? I. The girl in the couple couldn't even speak for a while. This. The salted fish king has no interest in scaring girls into tears at the moment. He has very important things to do. Magi Carp, yes, this one, it's you who decides. The lucky carp king accepted the king's call and was caught by the salted fish king himself with his beard. Then he flew into the air in an instant, and finally flew safely back to the arena through the skylight. In the pan pond, pairs of smart eyes of the carp king all looked at the place where the king disappeared, their eyes full of envy. If only I had been chosen. The carp king, who was chosen by the salted fish king, did not dare to move at all. He was lying flat on the wet ground beside the pool like a mold of Emota's emotions. Magi Carp looked confused. These patches of green, what are they? When the slices of cucumber were attached to the lucky carp king, the salted fish king felt more and more that he was filled with the king's wisdom. Only he, the salted fish king, could think of such a good idea. Finally, the salted fish king uncovered the cucumber slices that had been pasted on the carp king's eyes. The salted fish king's shining green carp king was born at this moment, under the delicate operation of the salted fish king's beard. Magi Carp blinked. It was at a loss. However, the next second, King Carp's eyes were filled with admiration for the king. Bang! The salted fish king stamped the carp king with cucumber slices on his belly. Did you see that pink spot? Those are Magikarp's eyes. Carp king fell to the ground in admiration. King's operation. It has always been so incredible. Jingle bell 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 bell. Yeah, lunch break is over. Dudu touched the carp king printed on his belly, his smile was brighter than the sun. Yeah. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 447. Yang Yu, what happened to your little elf? When Kang Hanan brought Luo Feng to the arena, the former was stunned for a moment, and then his mouth twitched and started to look strange, while the latter probably felt as if his brain was possessed by a duck. There is no doubt that the dull shape on the face of the salted fish king and the shape of the carp king on the dull belly deeply impacted Luo Feng's visual senses. This unscientific. This is not the terrifying giant Gyarados that once fought fiercely in all directions in the meteor forest. Looking at this look of melon skin, he is clearly a salted fish king. Besides, what's going on with you, King Dede? Isn't it said that King Slowpoke, as the king among Slowpoke and Slowpoke, has extraordinary wisdom and a calmness that is beyond ordinary elves? This is what it looks like now. Are you afraid that you were influenced by the salted fish king Jiangji? Luo Feng felt that his mind was a little unclear, and he even began to doubt his coming here. Could it be a wrong choice? However, precisely because of this, Luo Feng was even more envious of Yang Yu. The relationship between the two elves, Salted Fish King and Dull King, was so good that it was unimaginable. In Meteor Lake, once you choose to fight together, then you are absolutely trusting partners. No matter what the other party does, you are trustworthy and willing to hand over your back to the other party and have fun together in your daily life. Playing together seemingly mindlessly, ordinary, but not simple. This is the friendship that will never change from the moment the Salted Fish King was attacked by the White Sea Lion's Iobi's moves in the ocean park in the past. That frozen scene cannot be erased no matter what. I'm raising another fish, so everyone is starting to love beauty, Yang Yu shrugged. He also wanted to put a few slices of cucumber on the Salted Fish King to beautify it, but it didn't work. Ken even pressed Yang Yu on his back and started rubbing him. As a cruel person, he still needs beauty? Oh, if it weren't for Yang Yu who couldn't beat the Salted Fish King now, he wouldn't be able to copy it with one hand, otherwise. Must be braised. Now it seems that the Salted Fish King cannot escape the law of true fragrance. Isn't it because Yang Yu is easy to bully? Another fish. Luo Feng suddenly caught something in his mind, and he couldn't help but be surprised. Ugly fish? Yang Yu, you also raised an ugly fish. What other fish could require Yang Yu to pay so much attention to, and even influence the Salty Fish King and the Dede King to do beauty treatments together? Nothing but ugly fish. Luo Feng was very confident. Yang Yu nodded. There is no need to deliberately block the secret. Of course, Yang Yu will not be like a headless fly who always wants to make a big news and make it known to everyone. Yes, that's right, I am indeed raising a little fish. Little fish, Luo Feng was confused. That's the name Yang Yu gave to the Jojo fish, avoiding the word Jojo Kong Henan on the side added. Luo Feng wanted to complain in his heart. The name Yang Yu gave the elf was, to be honest, too inexplicable. Wait a minute. Suddenly, Luo Feng felt that the inspiration in his mind suddenly appeared again. He discovered a problem. A very serious question. Yang Yu seemed to choose the names casually, but his Salted Fish King and Little Bao Bao with weird names, are so awesome. Could it be that these powerful elves, all started their rise because they had a very unique name? Historically, many powerful wildlands had a very popular name, Rhubarb. It seems to be the same now, too. Many trainers are willing to call their wildlands Rhubarb. It doesn't seem right. I always feel like there's something wrong somewhere. Luo Feng's mind began to spin continuously. He didn't believe that Yang Yuzhen would use cucumber slices to beautify Xiao Xiao. Would this really be effective? When the little dream demon dragged the trolley squeaking by the pool, hugged the fish tank in the trolley, and poured the little fish into the big pool, only to see the little fish swimming quickly to the salty water. Next to the Fish King and Dede, the Salted Fish King even put a cucumber slice on the left and right sides of the little fish's eyes. Luo Feng. Luo Feng had never heard of such an incredible method of raising fish. Seriously, where could anyone raise an elf like this? If you want to make a small fish evolve, wouldn't it be so metaphysical that you can just apply cucumber slices to make it evolve? Don't be ridiculous. The entire Elf Alliance, even the whole world, has only made a little progress in research on the evolution of ugly fish, which is vaguely related to beautiful scales, but what kind of scales are considered beautiful scales? This specific definition can only be measured with specialized tools within the Elf Alliance. Because of this, there are often many fake beautiful scales on the market. They are inferior scales dyed with pigments by unscrupulous merchants. The materials used cost less than a few elf coins, but they can be sold at very high prices. Very high. Even though the Elf Alliance strictly prohibits it, trainers are still cheated from time to time. Yang Yu, when you raised the Salted Fish King before, it was before the Salted Fish King evolved. When it was still the Carp King, you raised it like this. Luo Feng gestured in disbelief. He would rather believe that this is Yang Yu's fish farming secrets than believe that Yang Yu was raised by Xia Heba. If this really happened, who would Luo Feng talk to? When Luo Feng first raised Carp King, he had already invested all his wealth in it. If he didn't evolve, he would be on the verge of death. This was the last time he was on the verge of bankruptcy. As a result, King Carp finally became a special man. What an evolution! It's not that simple. Yang Yu rolled his eyes. If the little fish could evolve just by relying on cucumber slices, wouldn't Yang Yu's moo milk, kettle tree fruits, and the beauty-enhancing energy cubes he's been feeding for more than half a year have been in vain? I knew it. Luo Feng breathed a sigh of relief and became more and more certain that this must be Yang Yu's fish farming secrets. Maybe use cucumber slices. It is a form of taking the wrong approach. This kind of cultivation investment is low. After all, it only requires a few cucumber slices, but what if it evolves? That is the very rare elf meanness in the world. Oh my god. Luo Feng's eyes lit up like light bulbs as if he had discovered a new world. Give me one too. I, Luo Feng, also want to do beauty treatments. By the way, Luo Feng, come to see me today. Do you have anything to do? Yang Yu already had some expectations in his heart. He paid a large sum of elf coins for customized energy cubes not long ago. Now, he has to get his blood back. Money, huh? It really can't be banned. Luo Feng woke up a little from his beauty dream, and then he looked a little excited. He probably imagined that if he also raised an ugly fish into meanness. Why didn't he think of it before? Magi Carp has evolved, is the ugly fish still far behind? The excitement in Luo Feng's heart was quickly poured out by reality. Domestic. Apart from the extremely special case on the Snow Mountain, are there any other successful cases? Luo Feng, Yang Yu continued to ask Luo Feng twice. Luo Feng woke up from his trance. He no longer thinks about those dreamy scenes. Only what he can grasp now is the most important. Yang Yu, I want my Gyarados to learn the Tornado Charge Tornado. Back to the hotel. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 448. Come on. Salted Fish King. Gyarados, it's up to you, you can't lose to Yang Yu. You too, look at my power, Chenglong, let's go. On the rippling blue East China Sea, at the end of the line between sea and sky, a red sun slowly rises on the sea level. Its red halo spreads among the waves. It is at this time that four huge shadows, moving quickly along the coast in the direction of the sun. The giant Gyarados that stands out in particular is Yang Yu's Salted Fish King. Behind the Salted Fish King, Yang Yu changed his previous position of holding the Salted Fish King's neck and sitting down. Instead, he stood firmly on top of the Salted Fish King. His left hand was holding the Salted Fish King's back, and his right hand, pointed at the red sundae. Almost 10 days ago, Yang Yu brought Luo Feng to the coast near the East China Sea in advance to help train Luo Feng's Gyarados to learn Tornado Charge. In the Hangzhou area, there is no broad. The training water area can ensure that the surrounding buildings will not be affected during training, and only the adjacent sea area can be reached. The sea is vast and the fish is leaping. Yang Yu and Luo Feng's training in the East China Sea undoubtedly attracted the attention of many fishermen on fishing boats. At the same time, it also attracted many foreign tourists playing on the coast. Of course, the one who aroused the greatest curiosity was the senior trainers who have been stationed on the coast of the East China Sea for a long time to maintain daily security and perform rescue missions. Chang Haiyu is the strongest among these trainers, and his strength is at the elite level recognized by the Elf Alliance. His most powerful ace elf is the Ice and Water Elf who is currently leading him to sprint across the sea at full speed, Chenglong. In Western countries, Chenglong is also called Laplace, but in China, names with the character dragon are obviously more popular than Laplace. There is a huge gray shell on Chenglong's back. The hard shell has many uneven places. It is these bumps that allow trainers to ride on Chenglong's back very easily. If there is a storm in the sea, just hold on to these bulges and you can fix yourself well and not be affected by the strong wind. It is worth mentioning that Chenglong's character is very friendly to people, and he even has a very smart mind and can understand the trainer's language. Because of this, Chenglong is very popular in the circle of trainers. Hold head high. This Chenglong and its owner, Chang Haiyu, met Yang Yu and Luo Feng when they were training the moves of Salty Fish King, Boomstick Jr., and Gyarados. Chang Haiyu has heard of the names Yang Yu and Luo Feng. Chang Haiyu has always paid close attention to the talented and powerful young trainers who are constantly emerging in the country, because these young trainers are the future of the country. If young people are strong, the country will be strong. However, at the beginning, Yang Yu and Luo Feng did not understand the name Chang Haiyu. In the real world of elves, there are still many names that are not well known in ordinary times. They look very ordinary and just do what they should do at their jobs. However, this is their ordinary life. Great. Now, Yang Yu and Luo Feng understand. Chang Haiyu, an elite trainer who is close to middle age, has an immortal heart. Chenglong, we are old partners, we can't lose to these two young boys and this dream monster. Hold head high. On the blue waves, Chang Haiyu, who is in his 40s, stretched out his left foot and stepped on the front of Chenglong's shell. At the same time, his right hand was supported on the bulge of the shell, pointing to a reef in front of him that was higher than the water surface, his eyes full of joy. A burning young fighting spirit. Uncle Chang, I'm not a young boy, Salted Fish King, let's charge. Yang Yu felt the fresh sea breeze, which had a faint salty smell, standing on the back of Salted Fish King who was moving at full speed, looking in front of him the endless sea. Yang Yu had an idea called Conquer. Our goal is the Sea of Stars. The road to the future starts now. Roar. A huge wave rolled up behind the Salted Fish King, and his speed began to increase steadily. Haha, Uncle Chang, Yang Yu, I won't lose to you in this match today. Gyarados, show me your momentum. Today we are going to win against Yang Yu's Salted Fish King and Uncle Chang's Chenglong, Luo Feng shouted happily towards the sky. Ho ho ho. Seeing these three people saying such a long string of cruel words, the little dream demon grabbed little Bao's dragon horns anxiously and began to stamp his little feet. Hateful. Just know how to bully the little dream demon. The little dream demon also wants to say harsh words, the little dream demon also wants to boost Xiao Bao's morale, the little dream demon doesn't want to lose either. At this moment, the little dream demon hurriedly took out a blood-red bead hanging on his chest. Devil's calculator. Return to 0, return to 0, return to 0, return to 0. Yang Yu, Luo Feng, and Uncle Chang Haiyu almost fell from their mounts into the sea. Ho ho ho. Little Bao, move forward at full speed. On the coast. A fat pink creature was walking back and forth slowly, looking at the footprints left on the beach, and then watching the footprints being covered by the washed-up seawater. In Dede's arms, there is a crystal-clear special egg incubator. Inside the egg incubator, there is also Tejapai's elf egg. At the same time, in the separated space, a small fish is huji in a hurry. He swayed up and down hurriedly, as if he wished he could rush up and compete. Yeah. He waggled his tail and stopped. Yang Yu and Xian are coming back. Huji. Huji. He stared blankly at the slowly rising red sun in the sky, letting the morning glow fall on him. It shone warmly on Tejapai's elf egg, and it seemed to also shine warmly on the little fish. On. With a flash of golden light. Ha ha, Chenglong, look at us right now, the freezing ray. Hold head high. Chenglong's mouth spit out a blue and icy pillar of light, and the sea road ahead turned into ice for an instant. At this moment, Chenglong took Shanghai into a leap. Sliding on ice. Chenglong is best at skating. Luo Feng, it's time to test your Gyarados learning results. Let's go first, Salted Fish King, Salted Fish Thrust. Yang Yu glanced at Luo Feng, and at the same time, gave the command to sprint. Roar. Okay, Gyarados, let's, wait, I'll hold you tight first, then I'll tie it tighter with the rope. Gyarados, charge, Cyclone Charge. The moment Luo Feng finished calling out his special move, he immediately began to regret it. The world is spinning, the kind of spinning that is like turning the river upside down. In front of me. Head, dizzy. Return, 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 return to zero. The little dream demon's calculator has turned on the ultimate mode. Little hands, dot, dot, dot. Ho ho ho. Ride the dragon. Who will win first in the end? The results don't matter. Luo Feng's Gyarados is still lagging behind, Yang Yu's Salted Fish King, Dream Demon's Little Bayo and Shanghai's Chenglong. The final gap is probably invisible to the naked eye. The coast of the East China Sea is a place for tourists to play. Taking advantage of the current sunrise, the coast is temporarily closed. Shanghai can put aside work and come with Yang Yu and Luo Feng like a trainer. A water speed competition. Huh, these days are probably the most enjoyable days since I've been working here. Thanks to you too, if your training hadn't been approved by the Alliance, I wouldn't be able to take advantage of this. Shanghai gently stroked Chenglong's head, and Chenglong squeezed his head towards Shanghai's arms in a friendly manner. Playing coquettishly, feeling the warmth in the trainer's arms. Uncle Chang, awesome. Awesome. Yang Yu and Luo Feng admired him in their hearts. When the time comes, when there is a more professional water speed competition, let's compare it carefully. Do the math, tomorrow will be the day when you go to the top secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace, right? Shanghai grinned, at that time, I will take you, you little boys are here. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 449. The outstanding teams and outstanding individual contestants in the national competition, under the leadership of the Elf Alliance, set off towards various elf secret realms in the country. The Dragon Palace Secret Realm in the East China Sea, the Coral Secret Realm in the South China Sea, the Qinbei Mountain Secret Realm in the northeast, and the Kangbei Grassland Secret Realm. These four top secret realms, the Elf Alliance has been explored and protected by generations of trainers. In the end, it can ensure the safety of trainers entering the secret realms. In the real world of elves, in addition to the safe secret realms in the country where the Elf Alliance can provide protection measures, there are also many high-risk secret realms that are extremely dangerous and where one may lose one's life at any time, such as the Worm Valley in the southern Xinjiang, the Glacier Snow Mountains in the Northern Territory, etc. These places, the Elf Alliance will not officially organize trainers to go. Of course, there are many trainers who like adventure and exploration. In a high-risk secret realm, benefits and risks coexist. This is the principle of seeking wealth through danger. Yang Yu. You are cheating again. Hey, Luo Feng, You can't say this, I just raised some more water elves, why did I cheat? Yang Yu had a tightly suppressed smile on his face, and once it broke, he would definitely make a pig-like cry of ho ho ho. The eyes that were bent up could not hide the joy in his heart at all. The secret realm of the Dragon Palace of the East China Sea is located deep in the seabed of the East China Sea. All trainers who go to the secret realm of the Dragon Palace, whether to capture undersea elves or obtain undersea props, must rely on the power of water elves to help obtain them. Here. Looking at the row of elves next to Yang Yu. The biggest one, the salty fish king, then Gyarados, small Gyarados, Dudu, and even the little fish can help Yang Yu. Looking at the others, there is basically only one water elf. Damn, isn't this cheating? Yang Yu's visit to the top secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace was definitely premeditated. Oh no, there was a conspiracy. No matter which secret realm, as the winner of the individual competition in the national competition, Yang Yu can choose freely. Since there is the East China Sea Dragon Palace, an elven secret realm at the bottom of the sea, and Yang Yu himself has the advantage of elven attributes, which one should he choose if not this one? Not to mention, there are traces of beautiful scales in the elven secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace. Even for the evolution of the little fish, Yang Yu would choose this elven secret realm. This is my normal strength, okay. Do I, Yang Yu, still need to cheat? Ha Tui, Luo Feng rolled his eyes in disdain. You can't believe a word of what Yang Yu said. These are not human words at all. Yang Yu was a little pity. If it weren't for the fact that Yang Yu wasn't familiar with this place, the secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace. Unlike the place in the Meteor Forest, there was a Carp King Legion in the Meteor Forest and Meteor Lake. If there was a Carp King Legion in the East China Sea Dragon Palace secret realm. When you see something good, ask the Magi Carp Kings to help them move it away. Hey! That feeling is simply too good. Pity. Yang Yu secretly sighed, it is impossible to evacuate, it is impossible to evacuate in this life. The existence of the elf secret realm is to be continued for future generations of trainers from generation to generation. However, if the Carp King army can move something useful every time, if something. Hey. For example, if you can go to other people's secret elves, or if the ocean is so big, there must be many secrets that have not been explored by the Global Elves Alliance. What if the Carp King army can accidentally bring something back? Yang Yu suddenly felt that this matter was very interesting. This wave of blood loss. I was still too young at the time and didn't have any good experience. If I had known that there would be such a good thing, I would have made arrangements in advance. Damn it, the loss this time was definitely more than 30 million. Luo Feng watched Yang Yu's face flashing brightly and darkly, as if he was beating his chest and feet, looking very unwilling. He was speechless for a moment. You are already the most buggy person in the secret realm of East China Sea Dragon Palace, aren't you still satisfied? Suddenly, Luo Feng seemed to have thought of something. Could it be? He was also the one who had felt some kind of mysterious power from the Carp King in the Meteor Lake, and he had also seen that kind of incredible event with his own eyes, not to mention that during the rescue in the waters of the Chunlin River, the people were scrambling for fear. Magi Carp is one step behind. For a moment, Luo Feng felt like he was about to cry. Mom, I want to cheat too, I want to cheat big. Yang Yu, those Carp Kings, will they appear here? Luo Feng lowered his voice and said, are you selling hooks? I want to make one. Yang Yuduo glanced at Luo Feng, but considering that Luo Feng had experienced the terror of the Carp King army in the forest team competition, it was not surprising that Luo Feng could ask such a question. How do I know? Yang Yu rolled his eyes, it's so far away from Meteor Lake, and it's a long way to the sea, and the sea is so big. That's true. Luo Feng thought for a moment, and he probably thought too much. Everyone, There are 6 outstanding trainers in total who are going to the secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace. I am the security chief of the Elf Alliance stationed in the East China Sea area to ensure your safety during this trip, Chang Haiyu. Chang Haiyu, who had met Yang Yu and Luo Feng in advance, drove over in a boat. There were also many trainers on the boat who came to ensure the safety of Yang Yu and others. Because the top secret of the East China Sea Dragon Palace is on the bottom of the sea, we need to briefly train you in diving. Although there are special diving suits here, there is an adaptation process here, just like going to a snowy area. Altitude sickness in the snowy area requires physical adaptation. Diving suits can ensure your safety, but it is still a little difficult to move in the water. Here, we will distribute the diving suits to everyone first. After everyone has basically adapted, you can go to the top secret place of East China Sea Dragon Palace. The wetsuit is fixed on the boat. If you want to put on the wetsuit, you really can't do it alone. You need professional help. The secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace is essentially a separated underwater world. Inside the Dragon Palace, there is a magical natural oxygen supply capacity. Outside the Dragon Palace, the diving suit can help you capture the elves in the deep sea. Inside the Dragon Palace, you can open oxygen mask, breathe freely. Chang Haiyu briefly introduced the situation of the secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace, but the more Yang Yu listened, the more incredible it became. The Dragon Palace world in the water, and inside the Dragon Palace, does not require oxygen supply from a diving suit, and can breathe directly and freely. How can that be possible? In the real world of elves, is there such a mysterious area? A year ago, I also thought it was incredible, but last year I was lucky enough to go to the Glacier Secret Realm in the northwest. Although it is not top-notch, there are natural ice caves in the ice, and the ice caves are connected to form an elven secret realm. At that moment, I seemed to see myself in many mirrors in the ice world. Luo Feng said softly. Perhaps it is because of this mystery, the beautiful scales really exist somewhere in the Dragon Palace. Yang Yu gently held Xiao Xiao's elf ball, and suddenly, he tightened it with all his strength. Coming.